TV.
Good evening and welcome to West Dock. Today is Tuesday, March the 24th, and we've got another exciting episode for you. We gave you a little teaser last week at one of our guests who's going to be joining me in studio. But first, jumping right into it, we've invited on for a chat and for her West Dock debut, Crystal Major, who's the Executive Director of the Treehouse Family Resource Center. Thank you for coming down and chatting today.
Thanks for inviting me.
Now, of course, we knew each other from past lives, but I heard that you were in this new role, and it really just resonated with me because the Treehouse is definitely a big part of the success of my family and getting us to this point now, having 2 children. Looking back, I think, especially my wife would say, I don't know what she did without Treehouse. So I wondered if you'd be able to tell us, because I think a lot of people still don't know exactly what this is and don't realize that we have these tremendous programs here that they can all avail of. So why don't we start by talking about the places in Western Newfoundland where the Treehouse Family Resource Center is operating.
So we have 6 sites. Our hub site is in Deer Lake. That's where I work out of too, our administrative staff. And it is a full-time program there. We have one in Pasadena as well, also full-time.
Yeah.
And we are in Norris Point. We are in White Bay, Jackson's Arm, and Hampton. Wow. And so that one's one, but split. And we have, where else are we? Trout River and Cowhead.
Yeah. Wow.
So we're
And these are mostly happening like in Pasadena. I know it's moved around like over the years, right?
Yeah.
And I think right now it's in maybe Pasadena Place or the town hall.
In the town hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in other communities, I don't want to really pressure you too much. All those places, obviously, lots of different venues and things. But overall, now, where do people find out like where they are happening? Just on your website, or?
Yes, Facebook is our biggest means of communication. So if you search your area, Treehouse, we have 2 pages and then the rest are profiles. So if you search the Treehouse Deer Lake and the Treehouse Pasadena, you search your area and you'll find them. You should find them.
Keyword Treehouse.
Treehouse, yes.
Okay, so at these sites all over Western Newfoundland, what is going on? Like what is it that you guys are putting together and who's it for?
So we have programming for families with children birth to 6 years. That's our age range, and prenatal. Right. So we offer a healthy baby club for our pregnant moms. We provide a supplement card to help them with healthy eating, and we also do a program once a week in our full-time locations where they can come and get information and meet some moms who are going through the same experience they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
peer support.
I'll just throw out there as well that at least in our experience, as a dad, I was also felt very welcome into these things, like especially the Healthy Baby Club.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I did that and had the chance to go into these sessions with nurses who can tell us that everything's going to be okay and give us some preparation, and then other parents who are equally confused.
Exactly.
Right? And other dads who were like, well, I don't know,
So what am I doing?
So it kind of like just made us feel, before we had a kid, that we're not going to be alone.
Yeah.
And here's the other people in your community who are about to go on the same journey as you, and here are some of our professionals who you're going to be interacting with over the next couple of years probably.
Yeah.
So I found that to be awesome. So it starts with Healthy Baby Club basically. And then, for the brand new parent, you take home your new baby. Like you said, the programs are from birth.
Yes.
So, I mean, how soon are you seeing people actually coming in? Like, how fresh are these babies that are coming to Treehouse?
They're pretty fresh. So then they would step right into baby steps. And our Healthy Baby Club facilitator, our coordinator, is a part of that program as well, so it helps with the transition. So there's 2 staff members as a part of part of Baby Steps. So that's for birth to 12 months, and we have brand spanking new babies show up to that program. And again, it's a moment for you to get out of the house. No one's judging you, and you have other moms there that's that are more than likely going through the same struggles, and then the good things too, right? It's not always
Right.
the stressful things, right?
The pros and cons.
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice because you build those relationships, then you'll follow those same parents or caregivers through, right?
Yeah, especially in some of these smaller communities. It's literally your kids' future classmates and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but outside, are there other things, just to go into baby steps, are there other things outside that social aspect? Are there other, like, what kind of things can people learn? Is there any educational aspect to that too?
There is. So part of our Baby Steps program, we do baby sign language and stuff too, and we do, which is pretty neat. And we also, for those moms and caregivers and dads, we do parenting programs as well. So in the evenings, we have a Best Moms program, so they can leave their children at home, have a little break. June will do information sessions. I know she's doing one on temper tantrums now. And they'll have a nice snack and do a craft. We also do a Home Again, Gone Again program, which is for rotational families.
That's interesting. Obviously impacts a lot of Western Newfoundlanders.
Yeah, so they come to that program with their children in the evening, provide a full supper for them, and information session again, and a craft they can do with their kids.
Is it a weekly thing?
No, it's once a month in Pasadena, and
Yeah.
then in Deer Lake as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And so I guess I imagine there's discussions about sort of, you know, just dealing and coping with that particular situation of single parenting for a couple weeks at a time.
Exactly.
And also for the parent who's gone on making the best of their time at home when they're there.
And missing holidays and all those things that sometimes we take for granted if we're not living that lifestyle.
True.
But I mean, there's lots that miss Christmas and all the little milestones. So it's how to work through that, right?
Yeah, and like an interesting thing, as we were discussing before we started here, is how this is as much for, you said this is, you know, they have things for parents as well as kids. And to me, I'm like, this is all for parents. Like this is, you know, really the, and I think it's that mental health piece.
It is.
Of being a new parent can be scary, it can be lonely, it can be very stressful, of course. And so, if nothing else, I think people are finding it just like a nice reprieve.
Yeah.
And to, like you said, share the struggle, I guess, somewhat, and the good things.
Exactly.
So, I think the mental health aspect here is super important. Are there any of the programs that kind of more specifically dive into managing like mental health in relation to parenting?
We do touch those things in our parenting programs. We're trying to gear a little bit more towards that than we have in the past, seeing the need for it.
Yeah.
So it's things we're working on.
Certainly, it's a whole field of its own, right?
Exactly.
But probably there's room to involve those types of experts into the programming. And
100%. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So, what else would you say to just people who are thinking about this? First of all, we need to throw out that this is, as far as I know, like free.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's
right?
a very good point. Yes.
I don't know if it's not free. My wife has been taking care of it, but so. I mean, that's tremendous in itself.
It is. Everything we do is free programming. You step in the doors, you can leave your wallet in your pocket.
Yeah.
So everything, when we provide supper and things for families as well, we try to do family events a couple of times a year. Our year is September to June normally. We do some summer programs, but we're trying to do family programs too, because we have a lot of working parents that can't come to the regular scheduled programs. So when we'll do evening ones so they can come. So everything is free. You sign up and you don't have to worry about that for once. Someone's going to cook you supper or right.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So what, like, I guess part of me wonders how new this all is. I mean, you're a parent.
Yes.
Did you have stuff like this when you had kids? Like, were there programs like this?
So the Treehouse in Deer Lake is celebrating 25 years of programming this year. Yes.
I don't know why I felt like this was like a 5-year-old thing.
No, yeah. So I was a participant before this.
Wow.
So my oldest is 23 now, so we started.
Wow.
So I was
You were an early adopter.
exactly. So yeah, so we are celebrating this year with 25 years of programming
Wow.
in Deer Lake, and we have one staff member that's been there right from the start.
So that was like the first, and initially did it start with this many sites, or was it just in Deer Lake?
No, there was, I wouldn't be able to name them
Right.
before my
Sure.
time, but there was other sites that
Okay.
started. I think they moved around a little bit, but Deer Lake was the hub.
Yeah, and that
in the
makes
same
sense.
location too.
Wow, which
Yeah.
is where again?
Well, it's the old Powerhouse House. We're right on one popular road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just up from the Powerhouse.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And so do you feel that the programming has really changed a lot in the past? I mean, a lot of, when we were at Healthy Baby Club, we were learning things and hearing feedback from even nurses who were saying, now when I had my kid,
Yeah.
it was totally opposite, right?
Yeah.
When I had my kid, they were sleeping upside down and drinking bottles filled with apple juice.
Yeah.
And now that's, you can't do that. You can't
Carnation milk, yeah.
Yes, and now you can't, no blankets, no,
Yeah.
So obviously, like, the whole science of parenting seems to change so much. I imagine these programs have adapted to that.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
We have to change with the times too and
Yeah.
adapt our information
Yeah.
to follow.
And I feel that here in Newfoundland, probably everywhere in the world, why this can be so important is if you're a new parent, your only source for information might be your mom or your nan or your aunt or an older sibling or something, right? And which is good. It's good to have that experience, but we know a lot more. We know different things now about children's health and mental health and parenting, right? So
Yeah.
I just see it as there's nothing really bad that can come of this. It costs you
No.
nothing,
Exactly.
and you'll be better off.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd want to say about just in the final moment here? Anything about the Family Resource Center? Any invitation you'd want to extend to people, or just anything at all?
We'd love you to come check us out. We have a lot to offer. Very passionate staff that love what they do. We also we have an amazing board of 11 members, very supportive, that want to see good come from what we do. So just check us out. If you find our calendar online and on Facebook and just want to pop in and register, and then you'll get emails with all of our information and sign-ups for the programs that need that.
Yeah.
Just make that first step, because the first step is the hardest.
Yeah, just take a
Right?
little baby step.
Yes, exactly. Come in the door. We're not scary.
Yeah, not at all.
No.
Well, Crystal, thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you.
And we'd love to have you back if there's any developments in the programming or anything like that. You open up a new site, who knows? Please
Yeah.
let us know.
You bet.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That was Crystal Major, Executive Director with the Treehouse Family Resource Center. We got to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our next guest. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back now. I've got my next guest in studio. Some of you might have known that last week, maybe the week before, we had our Hospitality Newfoundland and Labrador and conference. And during that time, a lot of Western Newfoundland tourism operators and businesses really did us proud by taking home a lot of awards and getting a lot of recognition for the hard work being done over here in Western Newfoundland. And so we thought it would be good to get back a friend of ours and no stranger of the show now, Mr. Rob Thomas, who is the co-owner of the Salt Box and Ever Outdoor, which is a restaurant and outdoor tourism business in the Bay of Islands. And at H&L, Rob won the prestigious award for Cruise Vision by Cruise NL. Rob, thanks for coming down, man.
Thanks so much. Great to be here again, Dustin.
Yeah, congrats on
awesome.
your award.
Thank you.
I know you're a modest guy, but I just wanted to get you down and just, talk about it. It felt like it was, kind of a recognition after many years of hard work, kind of in the trenches as a new tourism operator after, over a decade in sales and in other industries. You just made this transition into tourism. And here you are now, bringing home these awards. So I wanted to know, first of all, just high level, ask you a squishy question about what this award means to you now as a tourism operator.
It's great to see for the region. It's not about certainly Rob Thomas. It's certainly about all the people that we try to bring in, work together. I'm very lucky. I have a great staff, have a great team, have a bunch of mentors that I can bounce my crazy ideas off.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of them. But what it really means is finally some stuff is starting to stick.
Right.
We started this game in 2017, and I saw the opportunity that the cruise ship had to offer, and it took a little while to massage that. So it was really nice to win the award for our company, to know that finally, some of our ideas are starting to resonate.
And just for the viewers, I guess, as a bit of a reminder, we've talked about it in the past, but what is it that you're offering at Ever Outdoor? What kind of experiences and who are they for?
Yeah, so we offer 3 different types of experiences. One is our Discover Man on the Mountain. We have the boat at the tender dock there, and we do an hour and 15-minute run up the Humber River.
Cool.
So we go up very slow to talk about the history. We talk about the folktale of the Man in the Mountain and Shelburne Island.
Yeah.
But there's some cool Indigenous content just when you get past. An early explorer, J.B. Jukes, talks about when he came to town and saw the wigwam there,
right.
And met some of the local Indigenous communities. So we go up very slow, but then we come back basically full power. So you get that aha, woohoo,
right.
going under the bridge.
In the Zodiac.
Yeah, and that really goes well. Another tour that's doing very well is our Discover El Mastaquick.
I think that one was mentioned in the award that you won. In particular, was recognized as like a significant experience.
Yeah, so that's one where we stop at the local Indigenous murals around. There's one in Corner Brook, the Crow Gulch mural, and there's Jenny Brake's mural on the fish plant on the way down to Ben West Cove.
Yeah.
We also stop at the Mount Moriah look-off there to get an idea of what it's going to look like going down the bay. We're very lucky that the local Indigenous drummers come over and do a few songs, but the key for us is that they stay and interact with the guests as the tour goes on. And then we serve moose tacos.
This is down at the Sawbox?
Yeah, and tie it all together with a question and answer period, so that people can engage with our guides, but also engage with the drummers as well. Last year we put in this question and answer thing, and it really started to engage people much more than I actually thought it would.
Yeah. I think I think what you're doing there, from what I can see, that's really kind of unique in a tourism operation, is you're telling the story of the area from multiple perspectives. You're talking about Captain Cook and the significance of Cook and some of these explorers and essentially, colonial figures, but you're also honoring the Indigenous ancestry that we have here and bringing it all full circle to explain today.
Yeah, exactly. And we're very lucky that we have great guides that have a lot of experience that are helping us execute it, which is the key, because I and some of our other staff can't be in all these places at one time, but knowing that I have X and Y person that can execute it for us is very helpful.
But guiding is the most fun, isn't it?
It is the most fun, yeah.
Being able to yourself go out and provide this experience, see people's eyes light up, in some of these places that you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you wish you could just do that all the time?
Some days, or just drive the boat up and back up and down the river. But and this year we're very lucky that we've added a walking tour.
So is that around Corner Brook?
It's going to be around Corner Brook. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I know there's obviously you guys have had tremendous success in working very hard, and it hasn't. I guess it's been not quite 10 years yet. Yeah. Survived COVID. not quite. But, obviously the cruise industry is blooming for us here in Western Newfoundland. I think there's going to be more ships in 5 years' time than even this year. And so for sort of, I guess, tourism operators, but just businesses around the area, do you have any suggestions for just how they can optimize the cruise ship thing? I know getting down on the port, that's its own little kettle of fish, but probably there's ways that any business in Corner Brook can just signal that they're open for business when these ships are coming in.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different avenues. The city of Corner Brook does a great job there with their Corner Brook Square.
Right.
You don't need to be down at the cruise ship docks.
Right.
You do get a massive influx of customers coming through there, and your ability to, whether sell some products that you may have, or try to, if you're a tour company, to be able to offer something.
Right. You can go set up there,
yeah.
right? And like say, provide an excursion that could leave from there, hypothetically.
Exactly,
Yeah.
So the sky's the limit. If you're wanting to get direct to the ships, that's a bit of a long game. Like as you said, we started those conversations in 2017.
Yeah.
We're very lucky to have some wonderful partners. But what I always tell people is it's not going to happen right away. You've got to really massage it, and realize what you want. And also you got to think, it's not about what I'm offering this year, it's what about I'm going to offer next year, the next year, and the next year, because this industry wants consistency.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be able to, know that you're doing a tour one year, and then the next year it's picked up momentum and you're gone off doing something different.
Or you've changed your tour, and then, I can see the need for consistency. Also, the cruise business seems to happen so far ahead of time. It's like, the itineraries are being set for next year now, and all this type of stuff. So that's really interesting. I never actually, honestly, until this moment, thought about using the vendor area and the city market as a way to promote tours. I just thought it was like, for crafters, but like, why not?
It's such a mass bulk of people, and there is that group that don't want to book off the ship, or don't want to, are looking for that thing, sort of like all off the cuff.
Yeah.
And
a little more adventurous,
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll take a little more risk, not worrying that if they go do something, they might not get back at a certain time.
Corner Brook's a good place to take that risk. I feel like of all the cruise ports in the world. But for you, just to be clear now, for you guys, you have after enough time managed to actually be like directly involved. So people on these ships now can book their experiences with you from the ship.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's through our partner. That's through our partner network.
Okay.
And we're very lucky. So we'll get a couple days out, we'll get this tour sold or this tour hasn't sold. You've got 30 people here, and you're gonna have, there's no bookings for the boat today. So that
a couple days out, that's it.
Yeah, usually.
Jeez.
But that's it's moving parts and moving itineraries.
Yeah. So you have to be ready always. Every
always
day.
Ready. But it's great for staffing because I know I can be available, or I know we need to put this person here to execute this product, or move this person here to execute that. We have had some success going up to the city square, but sometimes it's a little more challenging staffing wise.
For sure.
When I go there as a one-man band, it's easy to execute.
Yeah.
But if you go there, without that plan, it's harder to execute.
Yeah. And now I guess that's not so critical for you because you have managed to sort of integrate with the partners now. It's very interesting. Those are good tips for how people can just sort of capture this opportunity no matter what level of their business they're at. Outside of that, so I'm rocking my, this is an early hoodie here.
OG.
Yeah, if there's only one more thing. If Newfoundland, Labrador Indigenous Tourism, this would be Rob's business card. Right, so Saltbox, Ever Outdoor, and then the Geo Park, which we'll touch on in a roundabout way because I want to know what you think are tourism opportunities in Western Newfoundland, in particular the Bay of Islands. Let's focus on that. What's it going to look like in 10 years' time? Like, what do you think when the cruise ships are coming in here in 10 years' time, the experiences are going to be like in comparison to where they are today?
I hope we have our designation. That's the
Geopark designation.
Yeah, the UNESCO designation.
Yeah.
We did get some good news over the weekend. Our dossier was very well accepted by Canadian Global Geoparks.
Big deal.
Which is a huge hurdle.
Yeah.
So we're going to have some evaluators here this summer. So we're going to have to get out there, and what we're going to need is a community buy-in.
Yeah.
We're going to need everyone to value the area and realize that, we have the goods, and now we're going to put this on an international stage.
And that alone, I already know you feel this way, but that alone, getting this designation through could change the game.
I bring it back to when we were in car sales. If we took two cars and put them together and had one with a Lexus brand and one car that looked exactly the same as that and it had no brand, what brand are you going to go to?
Right, you go towards the Lexus brand.
Exactly, yeah. So I think, that to me, having a well-defined UNESCO product, which gives us a really strong foundation. We don't need to be pulling whimsical stuff
Yeah.
out of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah,
And just to go back to that analogy you just gave about the cars, what you're saying is, in that analogy, is Gros Morne is the Lexus, and the Bay of Islands is the Lexus quality thing without the tag on it, because it doesn't have a tag yet. But
Exactly.
in terms of the geology and the wildlife and everything, it's no different.
No,
right?
and you know, we're going to complement each other. You know, if a tourist now can go to Gros Morne and spend a few days
Yeah.
up there, and now can come down to the Bay of Islands, and our product is,
Yeah.
you know, moved up.
It's a better story.
It's a win-win, you know?
Yeah, it's a better story. It's a better experience. The visitors will have leave with a broader understanding of the region, and so you would expect that in 10 years' time, let's say this has all gone through, we're going to have probably new types of visitors who are coming here who are motivated by different things now. You know, more adventure travelers, more geology and scientific type travelers, and things like that. And you would imagine that also the experiences and the operators will have expanded as well by that time, you think?
Yeah, I would think so. I think the market will be there.
Yeah.
You know, and you're seeing stuff pop up. You know, there's a new coffee shop and accommodations in Lark Harbor.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
Tilt.
Yeah, exactly. So that's great for the area.
Yeah.
You know, I heard there's also some other projects for down that way as well.
Yeah.
You know, and other towns come on side. You know, we can work together and build this as one big product.
It's all about getting everybody together, isn't it? From the towns to the operators. If everybody can kind of just agree to start moving in the same direction together, I think it'll be incredible.
Exactly, and then like we've said many times, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. A lot of the content is out there already.
there.
We just got to flush it out and get it out to the customer.
Couldn't have said it any better, Rob. I want to thank you for coming in. 10 minutes goes by so fast.
That's an hour.
Yeah, but we'll get you back in at the very start of next season to tell us about how this cruise season worked out for you.
Awesome.
So thank you very much,
Thank you very much.
That was Rob Thomas. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to wrap her up. And that's it for today's episode. I want to thank Crystal Major for coming down and filling us in on the Family Resource Center's offerings here in Western Newfoundland. If somebody you know or yourself has brought a new baby into the world, you might want to check this out sooner than later. And as well, a big thanks to my friend Rob Thomas, recipient of the Cruise Vision Award, for talking up all the exciting things we can expect to see in tourism in Western Newfoundland. Until next week, thanks for watching West Up.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media. You're watching Rogers TV.
Today, I helped a senior find transportation to an important medical appointment.
Today, I helped a new mom find virtual programming so she didn't feel so isolated.
Today, I helped someone understand new government supports.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
Saturdays, it's hockey like you've never seen before. Welcome to the NHL Hockeyverse. It's the place where real data of NHL action is transformed, literally, into animations. Combining NHL Edge puck and player tracking data with animations to show hockey like never before.
Let's go inside the helmet.
That's right. This is no video game. The NHL Hockeyverse Matchup of the Week, Saturdays at noon on Sportsnet.
You're watching Rogers TV.
When I was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, I was deteriorating in front of everybody.
All my life I lived with sickle cell. I went through a tragic crisis that